Grand Rising, Elizabeth and Elizabeth Rose. We are here on Friday, Passion and Purpose Day, and it is, let me see, it is June the 28th, 2024. We have declared that we will do more, have more, be more in 24. So how's that going for everybody? How's that going?
Going great.
Is it going good? What has increased to more for you, Evelyn?
More faith in my ability.
Ah, I love that. I love that, girl.
More faith in God and in my spiritual growth.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
has leaps and bounds in the past year. Leaps and bounds.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. How about you, Brenda? Brenda?
It take a minute.
Yeah. When you come on, just come on. Let me know you're there. How about you, Danielle? Are you on the phone? Okay. How about
Can
you?
you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Dealing with this eye thing, I'm learning that, it's wonderful when you have friends, that can help you, but you don't always have friends with you. And
Yeah.
so, I am learning that I am creative with what I can use to help me. Just and that sounds real silly, but I didn't realize that the edges of the walls that I can use. The the things that make the house. I can use them as different ways that I can use the banisters, the different ways that I can, because I have two banisters. But if I want to carry something down, I'm not going to use both banisters. I'm just going to be using one, in different ways that you can carry things. I mean, different ways to use the handicapness, if you could put it like that. So I'm learning. I'm not as fearful as I was. I'm not as depressed as I was with the things. It's yeah. I'm coming up with it. I'm coming up with it. And by the time I get all the way, I'll be all healed, and then I'll say, "No, I ain't even using that stuff now."
Right. Yeah, but you could probably write a book on how to handle it.
Come on now. Come on now. It's the truth. It's the truth. Ways to not be depressed.
Ways to not be depressed.
Hmm.
That can cover a
That's
whole
right.
in life.
Oh my goodness.
For you increasing, doing more, having more, being more in
Say that.
I was asking Star.
Oh, okay.
Were you complete, Brenda?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. I was asking Star.
What's the question?
The question, we declared more in 2024, and I was asking how's that going for everybody? Where have you increased being more, having more, doing more, seeing more, all that in your life? And we're halfway through now in 2024.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
I would say, for the most part, me is just spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I have increased
Yeah.
spiritually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Danielle, you still on the phone? Uh-oh. It looked like.
No, I'm not. At least not right now.
What's your more in 24, halfway through the year? Check in.
I would probably say more knowledge and getting a handle on these finances. I do have more freedom because I have more time with the type of I guess work that I do. So just taking more control of, what it is that I want to do, what I don't want to do, and making sure that the money flows.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically about it.
I shaved. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. And my brother friend, my brother, my last dance with my mama friend, Robert Johnson. I think everybody knows Robert Johnson. Brenda, have you met Robert?
I don't think so.
Oh, yeah. Robert is just a real dear friend. I mean, like a real brother and a confidant. And he helped mom when she in her last days. And
Hmm.
he got the last dance at Hug Detroit. There, mama was there
Oh, okay.
and he danced with her. I don't know, I can't remember the song. And
Mm.
but he asked her to dance and she got up and danced with him. So he got the last,
Oh,
but he,
all right now.
another friend, Yvonne, they really took care of mama in her, she was getting stiffer and back bending over and stuff like that,
Hmm.
where they took care of her like she was their mama, which she is,
All right.
is, they
In
loved.
essence, he's a special person.
Yeah,
He's a special person. Thank you for taking care of Mom.
yeah.
Mm.
So Robert is a man of many, 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 many talents. And
Can you knit?
I can knit.
You
Say, well,
can.
grandma, and I can do quilts also.
uh-oh,
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I take your knitting and I up you quilting.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Robert
Awesome.
had to help
Awesome.
me.
Awesome.
Mama was a quilter and she left this gigantic quilt halfway done. And it's and I said, there's no way that I'm going to give this away or throw it away, because it's still brand new. And it's something that I had to take on to complete, for her.
Hmm.
Robert is holistic practitioner. He's in construction. He works with youth and young men in particular, and camping. And he's a minister, pastor of a church. And let me see
Ooh.
what all I could go down the line. He'll take on whatever is needed, and that's why I love him so much.
Hmm.
So, Robert can
All right.
come in. We always like to have eye candy, have a brother come on so we can see something other. So, Robert, what's going on in your life? Well, let's start with more in 24. So what has been increasing in your life? You could tell us what you do and then tell us how it been increasing for you.
Well, I've for the last 7 years, God has asked me to make sure that I had a budget in place for the year.
Mm-hmm.
And having a budget in place for the year means that I have to have a plan that budget matches.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And a plan that budget matches means that I have to have a vision for what I'm going to do in that year. And 7 is a year of completeness. So that was last year that met the 7th year. And I was like, well, Lord, what do I do this year?
Mm-hmm.
And he told me to depend on him. And
All
so
right.
his thought was, or I'm thinking as I'm understanding, as I'm talking to him every day, the thought is that you go ahead and write the vision down and make it plain, but now make the vision bigger than what you think it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I began to write these visions down, and they've become bigger than me. And so I'm like, well, Lord, this is not what you told me. He said, yeah, sure, this is not what you told me. I told you because you have begun to depend on your vision and your goals, and you wasn't dependent on me. And so now I'm in a position where I've written things larger than me. And so the more in 24 has to do with accepting the fact that, yes, I have these skills, a lot of them you just named, but they all mean nothing if I don't depend on God for what the things are to be initiated in my life. And then, so I came up with a larger goal initially this year, and it was already met in 3 days. And so now he's kind of befounded me because it's like, well, I've never met my goal for the year in 3 days.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
usually I'm usually struggling. I'm usually struggling to get there sometime around December, October, or even in the next January. And so now it's like, well, Lord, I don't even know. Like, it's like, well, shoot again. And I'm like, well, man, I got to build a new Renaissance Center. I got to help 1,000 people. And so now it's like, God is saying, well, yeah, because you can't do that by yourself. You can do that with me. And why don't you go ahead and reach for that? And so I'm wishing a school to be built. I'm wishing a community of 120 homes to be built.
Yeah.
I'm wishing an additional 203 people to be healed.
Ashe. Ashe. That reminds me of is it Caleb in the Bible where he had the army, right? And God said, too many people.
10,000, then 5,000, then 300.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he said, get rid of them, get rid of some of them. He gets rid of some of them, and he gets it down. He said, still too many people, still too many people. In other words, because you could do that, I need it to be where I'm the one who did this,
Yeah.
And then he got it down to, I don't know, what, 100 people? I don't remember if there's.
It's where the story of 300 comes from.
Yeah, okay, it's 300 people. And then
Yes.
and what I always liked about that story was God showed him that pick the people, take them to the water, right? Take them to the water. And when they drink, watch the ones that just go in for themselves, And then he said, pick the ones who they drink with one hand and they're still looking out with their eyes, Yeah, yeah, you want those type of people. And then you'll also know that I'm the one who gave you the victory, not all these people. Not thousands and thousands, my army, I have all these employees, I have all that. Let me show you how to pick them, and let me do it. He take you so far, and then he show you a little bit more, then he show you a little bit more, because one, it might overwhelm us when we see the vision is so big. Yeah, congratulations on that, Robert, because I know you are a visionary, plain and simple. Yeah, plain and simple.
So right now I feel like Danielle looks right now. That look that she has, I feel that way. And so it's been humbling because usually I have an answer, I have control, I have the order, I have the chronology for it. And right now, I feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants, putting order to it as I go.
Yeah.
And God is letting me know that the things that you thought were important are not important.
Yeah.
the things that I want you to concentrate on are relationships with people and not material things, which I already knew, but
Yeah.
It just becomes so clear. And the time that you spend doing things, I want you to begin to revert back and to have some controls over those times. And I'm like, wow, okay. Because I'm like, how do I get bigger, Lord? And then he's like, I need you to start replicating people, not just yourself. And so that was something that became very prevalent because I was trying to replicate myself all this time, meaning replicate myself in this area, replicate myself in this area. Now I'm saying, hey, can you teach blah, blah, blah to this person? Can you do this for this person and show them how to do it?
Yeah.
And so I'm replicating other people, which is a big thing for me this year. And so not just because, a lot of people are like, well, if I can just replicate myself, everything will be okay. No, I need to I need to have Danielle replicate 5 of her and Brenda replicate 5 of her and you replicate, and so that's been the piece that's been important to me this year.
Brenda.
Yes, ma'am, Brenda. It sounds like a DJ name, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She is a vocalist. She's yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I know I have said, if I could get more, wait a minute, if I could get more of me, but different than me. And I said, no, I don't need more of me because it'll just be more of me, like what you're saying, Robert, filling in those gaps of what is needed. So what else is going on?
So right now as you know, 2 years ago, we were embarking to build a new community. And so now that we don't have the opportunity to build one, we have the opportunity to build 7. And so we're looking at a school in Memphis. That school has property next to it that is agriculture, which means that we can build 120 homes on that, whether that's condominiums or mini homes, et cetera, tiny homes, et cetera. And the people who wanted to partner with me no longer want to partner with me. They want me to just buy them out. And so the buyout is only $30,000. And so I've been looking to raise those monies. And Danielle, that's actually why
That's
I wanted
the
to
deal.
reach
That's
out
what I'm
to
saying.
you.
I'm like, for what you're talking about, I'm like, that's a
And so
reasonable
the
deal.
school needs some upgrades, probably about 300,000 just to kind of get it where it needs to be. But it's a full class middle school. But I'm thinking about, utilizing it for trade school. And then having the first 15 homes that I build support the actual school over time, and they be rentals, so that teachers now can have access to the school without worrying about salaries. And then us pushing forward to be a charter school, but not, if it doesn't be a charter school, we can still open based on the first 15 or 41 homes that we build. And then the other homes after 41 would be the break even for the school, meaning that we can hire 17 teachers and or administrators to help in the cause of teaching the children in that area. Because one of the things that God is saying is, well, if you multiply yourself, then you just have you. But if you multiply other people, then you have a team of people who, there's a fishing rule. Well, Rob, if you can go fishing for 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks and not look back, then you're doing what you need to do. And so
Robert Kiyosaki said that there are there's owners and then there's employee owners. There's owners that the idea is that you should be able to walk away from your business for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and it still functions properly without you. And if you can't walk away from your business, then you're what is it? A lot of owners, entrepreneurs micromanage too much. You're doing too much in your business if you can't walk away and have other people run and manage your business. When I was a manager of my uncle's shop, for him to take his family to Disney World for a week and still come home and still have the building standing, the building clean, the employees paid, and the deposits still going to the bank without him being here is a major flex for, you know, for you to cross over from being an owner operator to being a true owner.
And one of the things that I've learned is that not only am I a micromanager, and I didn't think I was, but also I'm a slave to my company. And so I went from being a slave from my 9 to 5 to being a slave to myself. And that's one of the worst things you can do, because if the sky's the limit for you and you're a slave to yourself, you'll run yourself into the ground. So just trying to find that balance. Yeah, Danielle, I agree. And so the thought is to build there. Then we're looking in Ann Arbor, Michigan to build 40 townhomes. And so we just have options. Then we have in DC, we're building a corned beef shop and 6 units above that, which is funny that those 7 units in DC are worth way more than the units in Memphis. And then in Detroit, we're looking on Joy Road, we're looking at a 14 unit and a salon and then that between that is 4 parcels, which we're thinking about building Veli's wings from Memphis and a corned beef shop with additional 6 units. So that's kind of what we're doing that way. In Gillette. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying the biggest thing that you're doing is you're actually fulfilling a need, because this country has a huge, I don't know if people realize, there is a huge affordable housing deficit that's going on right now. That's why all these rent prices and everything have gone up ridiculous, because they don't have enough housing, affordable housing. And I know there's a trend coming in where some of these large corporations like Amazon want to start building like Amazon cities, or start building housing for their employees, but it's not necessary. I think I'm sharecropping a little bit. Like, yeah, you're not really doing this. You're doing this for a profit. So you would think that having housing next to the Amazon facility is a good thing, but if you're controlling my wage and you're controlling my rent, something just don't feel right about that. So I do know that there's.
I respect it. The thing is, and I've thought about putting people up, because I have 2 homes in Inkster that are free and clear. And I've thought about putting some of my staff there so that, you know, first of all, they're close to me when we leave. But the other thing is that they're not concerned, so that if I miss, then there's no pressure on me and there's no pressure on them. And so,
no, I'm not saying for you. I'm just saying for a large corporation like Amazon to have an Amazon city created, somehow that don't sit right with me. What you're doing makes perfect sense, but to have thousands of employees,
because we don't know what they're. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
they have people staying with them, and then they replace their jobs with a with a robot, and then go up on their rent twice as much. I can see that for sure. And so, go ahead.
And Evelyn.
Yes. I have 2 questions. What is that they built at Eastland? Do you know? What is that? It looks like prisons. Like, I don't know. I can't stand it.
Like a prison.
I really wish they would get some graffiti artists in there and paint those gray buildings. It just looks. And second, I have a family home on the east side of Detroit, and I'm not interested in being a landlord. I'm not sure what to do with it, you know. But I keep getting calls, cold calls from investors. I say, what are you investing in? Who are you? And it's always, some foreign, and it's like, I don't want to, I want to sell to someone who is invested in Detroit and in building it up, not just coming in and buying up and pillaging. I think that's what they do. So what would your advice be on about the house? If I'm looking for someone to take it off my hands but be of integrity and actually doing something for the community, how do I go about doing that?
First, I'll make sure that you are in a position of freedom. To make sure that you're not paying rent to someone or you're not paying a mortgage to someone. And then I would ask you if you're not in those two positions, if you're in those two positions, I'll ask you if that house was fixed up, would you live in it without a mortgage? And if your answer was yes, you are in a position where you're free, then I would say, I would ask you if not having a mortgage in the place that you're in, but having an option to a second place could give you more cash, would you consider doing what's called a reverse mortgage on that house? Because I would use the house as a position of freedom to increase your financial position. And so the reverse mortgage is going to give you 80% of the value of the house as it sits. Now, if there's some work that needs to be done, what I would do is, let's say on average, it's like a land bank house. On average, the average land bank house needs about 35 to 40,000. And then after that, they're worth about 140,000. So you've got a situation where 80% of the value can be mortgaged in a reverse mortgage. So if you're talking 140,000, so 10% times that is 12. So 12,000. So you're talking about 12,000 times 8. So you're at roughly about $100,000 that you can take out of the house. So you can pay that $35,000 off, and now you can take the additional 64,000, 65,000, and put it in your pocket and not worry about it, not worrying to have to pay it back, etc. And then you can now allow a management corporation to come in and manage it and rent it. And before you do that, the only thing that I would do is put it in a trust so that it does not point back to your financial stability. And then even if it's mortgaged, most people don't know that you can still put it in a trust. And then from there, allow a management corporation to rent it out instead of you, and then take monies on it. That's the direction that I would take, even not wanting to. And the management corporation, of course, I have a management corporation. So if you want to talk to me about that, and if you want to talk to me about the processes of making sure that you can get an asset-based loan to fix it up, and then to refinance it out for the full 80% on a reverse mortgage, assuming that you're retirement age, because I don't want to assume that, but assuming that you're retirement age, and kind of going from there. That's the first step or direction that I would take in that situation if it were me.
Okay, well, it's paid for. I'm just paying the taxes. It needs a lot of work. It's over 100 years old. I live with my daughter, because it's not livable for me. It's not safe for me to live in the house, because it was broken into several times. And even with the I qualified for the emergency home repair with the city.
Mm-hmm.
And they were working on it during the pandemic, so I wasn't able to really monitor due to transportation, I wasn't able to monitor what the gentleman was doing, and it was really the work wasn't done well.
Gotcha.
As far as I can, I mean, I'm not an expert at building, but I know what this is supposed to look like. And so yeah, I would like to talk to you just about what my options would be. Yeah, because that sounds good, having a management company take care of all of that. And yes, I don't, retirement is not in my vocabulary because I'm an artist, so I will
was cautious to say
never retire from being creative. So I'm of an age where, I no longer have to, I get a little something every month, but it's, yeah, I need to do more. But yeah, trust, I do, I have learned about trust. And that's something I would like my daughter to do with her house, is put it in a trust. Because she has a Habitat for Humanity's house. So she's paying no interest.
I'm a master builder for Habitat.
Are you?
Western Wayne County.
I think I remember talking to you. I think I remember. Yeah. She yeah. So I would love to talk about just what our options are, what her option is about, because she needs, because you say you're a financial you deal with people, helping them with their finances. I mean, you financial coach is what.
Yeah, so what I do is make sure that people, my company is the Zero Nair, is a socio-cognitive economic model that helps people look at being free from the issues that they're in the middle of. And so we help you to zero out basically on bills, on mindset, on your making sure that your spirituality is in alignment. One of the questions that I asked is, what would you do if you had no bills and you had the ability to really do what you wanted to do? And most people aren't doing that thing. And so we're trying to align people with that.
Yeah, we need to talk. Yes, because basically, my daughter and I were purchasing a car together, and yeah, it's too much juggling going on for me. I do have bills. My bills could be zero out with just like very low, like a few $1,000s, because I've kept it like that. But I would definitely, yeah, I pretty much am doing what I love to do already, which is, and I'm getting out there more with the creative part. I love helping people learn, tap into their creative side, with very little effort. People think you have to be this super genius to be an artist, and I mean, all you have to do is just throw some acrylic paint between two pieces of paper, and there you have art. You really do. So I'm stepping out more into that, and yeah, I would love the financial freedom just to not, have no bills that that can't be paid off. And yeah, we need to talk. Definitely, this is exactly what my daughter said. We need a financial coach. I said, yes, we do. Yes, we do. We definitely do. So yes, I will be getting in touch with you.
Very well. I look forward to that.
Well. What?
6 minutes to 10.
Yeah, 6 minutes to 10. It's almost done.
So I was gonna just say something to Rob that the projects, do you have one, do you have a website? And two, do you have do you have and potential investors and people can keep up with the projects that you're doing via your website and or via social media? Like, the beginning, where we see the beginning, the middle, and the end phases of everything that's going on. And also, do you have any crowdfunding? you have any crowd? Do you have a crowd, a crowdfunder set up for people to invest in the
Danielle,
project?
did you hear him? He said that's your job.
That's all of that's everything that you just named is your job.
Go for that.
I'm not doing any of that. That's you.
We'll talk.
I look forward to that. Actually, at her release, that's what I was trying to tell you, but we were enjoying the new release so much that we didn't get a chance to talk.
And I was in new release high too, so I was just not. I was not
No
busy.
pun
I was not
intended.
right at all. But yeah, we'll get together. We will. I will connect. I will cook. I'll give you a call.
And I just want to add on top of that, I didn't tell you what the Lord told me. The prefab, which I've been talking about for about 4.5 years, is what we want to do to build a wall and or a truss and to escort those two pieces to a site to erect a home. So we want to build that in a warehouse or a industrial plant of sort, and then transport it to the site to build. And so that piece we think it's worth 289 million a year. And so I want to go hard on that. That will be my first thing to go hard on, because all of those sites that I just named, it could easily feed all of those sites so that the men that are to be working and or women could make sure that they have the opportunity to get those things, to have those opportunities. That's the first thing. But then making sure that the houses that you were talking about, because we are in an affordable shortage, are, at least in our community, have access.
One more quick question, because Detroit just released a program where people, new homeowners, can get $25,000 towards the purchase of a house. Do you have any type of idea or program to fill that in? Because I'm thinking in my head, all those abandoned neighborhoods where the whole neighborhoods have just been leveled.
We just knock them down, build them new. Yes, for sure.
Build new, and then that way, if it's in the city of Detroit, if you live in the city, a resident of the city of Detroit, you're guaranteed $25,000 towards the purchase of that home.
Sounds like you're gonna need a team for that.
Yeah, I go down the rabbit hole of YouTube watching. I like the tiny house movement. Because my family home is not very big. It's under, like, I think 12,000 square feet. So the tiny house movement as well, the container homes, because I don't know if you know about Avalon Village and Mama Shu she has the Goddess
right
Market.
Off the lodge.
Yeah. Off of Davison, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I look at the container homes, I look at how they're built, because I would love a studio home built out of, I'm not sure whether I did think container home, but also I looked at the prefab and the shed to, what is that? Take a shed and you make it into a home. Just looking at the different aspects of building a tiny home. So yeah, I'm real proponent for the tiny house movement, because I don't think you need a whole lot of house.
So just so you guys know, my core 75 people that work for me, is my position that upon building the 750 homes, that all of them should have a home. And so I would encourage, if you don't have a home built for yourself, to come aboard the company and help it to move forward. I don't have all the answers, and God has employed me not to. He's employed me to employ the people who have the answers. And so if you see yourself a part of this system, feel free to join me.
Does it have to be in Michigan?
No, ma'am. Matter of fact, okay. I'm licensed in 7 states right now, about to be another 35. So I'm in DC, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. Moving to Illinois because the new mayor there in Chicago has said that, he said it to me personally, that I would not have to have certain permits that I would need as a builder to build there. Was called an ADU. And it's I think it stands for alternative dwelling units. And those have to be prefab, which I'm moving toward prefabrication. And so we can get lost in Chicago for 750 homes. Easy.
What's
They've
a
allocated
prefab? What does that mean, prefab? What does that mean?
It just means prefab means that we pre-build some of the parts in the warehouse or a industrial site.
Okay.
And then we ship them to a place and we put them together. Some prefab means that you can actually put together most of the house, ship it to the place, and then finish a small amount of it. We would rather just ship the portion of 10x8 of the wall to a spot, and then just have the guys lift them up and set them on the foundation, and then put the truck on them and keep it moving. And we save about 40 to 70% of the time. And then we are actually know what's actually in the home, opposed to us buying from others and then them shipping it to the site and then we building it there. And we have more control of loss and prevention as it relates to the material sites,
where they're stealing, okay.
And not just from stealing, more so because of weatherization.
Okay.
Because most goes from you set something in the mud, the truck ran over it, so those type of things.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And it's funny that we just mentioned that. I just mentioned that program. One of our Elizabeths that's on the knowledge, always sharing knowledge, just sent me information for that program, which is not up yet. But yeah, I'll make sure I put that in the group chat and I will send that over to you, Rob, as well.
And
it said you may qualify for up to $25,000. You may qualify for up to $25,000 in the down payment and closing cost assistance when buying a home.
So FHA allows you to put 0.315%. And so if you do the backwards math if you guys do the backwards math for 25,000, then that'll let you know how much home they want you to have. So I would do the backwards math for 25,000 so that you'll know kind of where to build. That's the first thing, because in some areas, you can go and build a large home like that, but the value is not there. Or if you're building more than 4 to 20 homes in those areas, then you can change the value of the entire neighborhood. Wow. And so we have the ability to change the value of entire neighborhoods with building more than 4.
Wow. You got his number, Evelyn?
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, it is 10:03, and thank you, Robert, for coming on. You always have so much information and always so
thank you.
Help. That is one.
My pleasure.
Blessed beings, ways of being. And Robert is a dad. And how many children do you have?
3.
3? Yeah.
Wonderful.
And
you are multiplying.
And he works with young people all the time. So he's definitely one putting together, Robert, a family business expo. So I would definitely be calling you. I've been listening to some brothers. This one brother, he just blew me away. And how he was working with the young people. I think they do martial arts or something. Not here in Detroit, but how he was dealing with discipline with the young guys. And one, in this example, he had the young man, and he was misbehaving. And so he had the father, do push-ups, right? And the son on top of him. So he with him, and so as he's doing it, he was saying, now when he's doing it by himself, then he can do it, right? But he has your mom, he has responsibilities of this, that, and the other. and he has you. So when you are misbehaving, can you see? And he said, go up, do a push-up. And he's, is it push-up? Yeah. So the young man is laying on his back. And then as he does, each one is harder and harder. Do it again, harder and harder. So do you see the weight that he has to carry with you? And so now he said, now, if you put your hands down on the floor and you push up, when I say push, both of you push up. And then he could feel the difference in, if you work with me, we do it together, then it's not so heavy on the dad. It was awesome, just in how he was teaching. And then I thought that I had saved that. And so I'm just trusting God to show me that again. And I'm sure that teaching is somewhere around here, and when they're dealing with, helping dads or helping the family. And then one of the other things is how you employ your children and can pay them instead of paying others, instead of an allowance.
Yeah.
A salary, or, pay them hourly. And then in that, you are teaching them how to manage their money and such, but the money is in the household. So I'm definitely going to be calling on you for helping to put that together, because you work with families, you work with so many different things. So I just want to say, Lottie, you want to yell, hey, hey, hey? You had to work.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Yeah, I've been working an additional position for the summer. And so my schedule has been kind of like wonky, but all for good things. So yeah.
Ashe. So Sunday, we have another
listening part.
Release. Music
release.
Yeah, and it's from 2 to 5. You all are invited. If you didn't come last time, you can come this time. And I'm actually creating a tour. I call it a tour, just like the bands, but we're sharing the music. And my song, I Like It Like That, is up on
what?
number 20 on the Billboard for Latin music global.
Wow. Go girl.
Philip and I had to learn salsa. Some respect, boy, when they call us in to come and sing the song and stuff. So anyway, like I said, tonight I'm going to go to Baker's so I can sit in, because if I go, they will call me up this weekend.
All right.
And,
go girl.
Yeah, and God is good. And I'm in a program where I'm learning this AI. She's called Gigi in the education program that I'm in. And I put in the business plan for the school, and I'm off and running. All
right.
One of you. Yeah. There ain't nothing you can do about it, because I am love and you are love. And I know you give yourself a big old hug. Appreciate your own self.
Also, I discovered something last night over at the congregation. They have Thursday house music, and Sheila, I sent you a video of your male counterpart with that tambourine. Yeah, he was jamming. They're closed on the 4th this Thursday, but the 11th. When I say it's like a backyard party jam I think it's from 5 to 9, something just to check out. I'm just saying, to get your groove on. That's
tambourine is welcomed. Oh, and in the morning is say what that is out at Belle-Isle.
Oh yeah.
Adasi is tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Yep.
Wear your whites, bring your offerings, petitions, chairs, because it is something to be standing there all that time. I'm bringing my chair. or blanket or whatever. And
all right, hug the world.
Mm.
All need it, and sprinkle all the goodness that you want on yourself. Sprinkle it on everyone else. I love you. Peace out.
Love you
Peace.
guys.